Everybody, hello, it's Szu-Moy Tovez. Again, we are here on another wonderful Friday, sipping with Sue time. You know what time it is. It's sipping with Sue time. I've got my glass. I hope you have yours. Today, we are drinking a lovely Pinot, again from Artesia. You guys know with my COVID situation that, yes, it's all about Artesia because they deliver straight to my house. So we love it. So cheers to the weekend. Cheers to Friday and the week being absolutely completely done with, and I hope you guys are able to let your hair down, rest, and relax. And so over the past couple of Fridays, we have been checking out and observing and celebrating Women's History Month. And so this week and this Friday is no different. We've been speaking with some very talented women doing real things extraordinarily out in our communities and just rocking it. And I love it. And this week and this Friday is no different. So with us today, this evening, we have another rock star, another superstar. She's absolutely amazing. A local San Antonio artist and a winner of many, many awards, leaving a trail of color everywhere she goes. I am so happy to have our beautiful and lovely Gio here with us.
Hi,
Hi,
love.
how are you?
I'm good too. Happy the week is over so we can relax a little bit.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm actually sporting, I probably should stand up. I'm
Yes.
sporting one of her artwork that it's so she goes well beyond the canvas that she has splattered back there and displayed beautifully. It's just a color of every. When I said she leaves a trail of color everywhere, she really does. So it's not only on the background, but she's got wearable art. So I love this.
Thank you,
Her wonderful
love.
lips. You've got wearable art. You've got some other art that you transferred or transposed onto other things
Mhm.
too. Bags, and you've got. Tell us
Coffee
a little bit
mugs.
about. Oh, like she's like coffee mugs. How about wine glasses?
That's a great idea though. I'm open to suggestions. No,
There
I
you go.
I try to do a little bit of everything. I even have coasters and I paint on anything you can think of. So I do custom jackets and purses and you name it, and I do it.
I love it. I love it. And yeah, so anybody that wants anything customized, you can do it. I know I've pinged you a few times. I still haven't settled on something. I have this big like blank spot over here on my living room wall that needs some color. So once I figure out and formulate, because I know I've talked to you about different ideas and things. Once I formulate something, you'll be over here to
We'll
just
make
take a
it
look
work.
at it.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you so much for coming out and chatting with me. Gio and I met during a fundraising event, yes?
Yes.
And we were able to touch base and kind of, I was like, man, I've heard so much about you. I'm so glad to meet you. And it was so great. She was out there and you painted a painting and sold that, I think, for the fundraising cause, which was
Yes.
for women veterans, which is why I was there
Yes.
because I'm a woman veteran. And so I absolutely love that you were able to support and do that too. So thank you.
No, thank you. It's my pleasure to be able to do little things like that, where my art plays another role or purpose other than just being beautiful in a wall.
It's great. I mean that beauty lives on forever. So it's wonderful. I'm wearing mine now and I get to see it and look at it and it's fantastic. I love it. So tell us a little bit about your background. So I know that you were inspired from your aunt to do art. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about how you got brought into doing what you do.
Yes. Well, art has been part of my life forever since I can remember. I don't know if I was maybe even born with a pencil in my hand or something. And I've been very creative since I was a very little girl. My aunt Sophia, she is my mother's sister. And I always look up to her as a little girl. She was a traveler, well, still is, and she created art and always talk about it and museums and all of that. So she kind of planted that seed in me, and then we would uh, go to sleep, and she would tell me, okay, you have to dream about the things you want to do in the future and the places you want to go. And I was like, well, but I haven't been anywhere, because I was very, very young. And she would tell me about Paris and all of her different adventures, and I would go to sleep thinking one day that will be me. And it's been that, for
And
a
it
while
has
now.
been. It has been.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I know you've when did you go to Paris again? Was it a year, 2 years ago?
Uh,
Yeah.
well, three
Or
now, I think, after
okay.
pandemic. Yeah, that has me, in another date and in time. But yeah, it's been like 3 years already since I was there.
Hmm.
But I've
Yeah.
been
And then
traveling a lot, a lot. I mean, I never thought I would travel so much. So it's such a blessing to be able to do that.
And that's amazing. So, you've said before that you're influenced by the things that are around you. So, within your travels and
Yeah.
the different places that you've seen, and the different cultures that you were able to experience,
Mhm.
do you find things that maybe like what has influenced you in your travels, and then also do you find that some things maybe influence you more than others?
Yes. So there's a beautiful thing about contrast, right? So without darkness, there's no light, or we wouldn't even know what that means. Or without sadness, there is no happiness, right? Because we need that contrast. So in my travels, a lot of the places I've been, they're beautiful places, but some of them are full of wealthy people, and some of them are super poor countries, where you get to appreciate all the things that sometimes we take for granted. And that contrast is what touches me the most. And you'll see that a lot in my paintings. I play a lot with the warm colors and the cold colors, so blues and these melancholic colors and these very powerful reds and pinks that are like, kind of opposites, where I try to say, in life there's not so much good and bad. It's really a balance that we constantly need to find, right? So I think that's what inspired me the most, the people, the culture, to be able to talk to people that, they have nothing and they are the happiest, and some people that have it all and they're empty, so learning about their personal stories along with my personal stories, what I go through, what I'm feeling, I try to put into a canvas, but always trying to spin it in a positive way. So it's not about avoiding the sadness, it's about creating a world that is what you want to attract, how you want to feel, how you can balance yourself in life. So those are the things I could tell you that touch me the most.
Awesome. And then so tell us a little bit about some of because I mean, you've won a ton of awards for this concept of balance and for what they call in Italy, chiaro scuro, so the lightness and the darkness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what are the different awards, or what are you most proud of? What award are you most proud of, I guess,
Oh, that's a
within your
difficult
career and your
thing.
portfolio? Yeah.
Well, more than words, I mean, I'm very happy when people vote for me to be Visual Artist of the Year by the San Antonio Current, because that's an award that community has to decide, who they pick. I won also Fashion Artist of the Year, uh, and well, several of them, and I'm proud of all of them. But more than the awards, I think I'm proud of the fact that people have believed in my work, and it's not so much about an award, it's more about knowing that you're touching somebody's life, with your work.
Absolutely. Awesome. And so there are many, like, so a lot of your work not just has that balance of the dark and the light, but you've also had a lot of imagery of females,
Yes.
right? And a lot of, so the female figure, the essence, the presence of female. And it's not just because you have many males that do the same thing, but you as a
Mhm.
female, you have that representation in much of your work. So how do you feel that resonates with others?
Well, most of my women are not really, they don't come from pictures or an actual person. To me, they represent the nudity of the soul. So they are very much inspired by all women, so our sensuality. And, a lot of times we think about nudity and we think, oh my God, like, no, no, it's a bad thing or something.
Yeah, that's
And
the American culture.
yes, and the truth is
Yeah.
that the way I see it is that we need to embrace our bodies with or without clothes, and we need to take power and control over them and understand that we are so unique in our own ways. We might have stretch marks and imperfections, but we are beautiful, and it's sometimes so hard to believe that. I know it took me my almost my entire life. I know I'm still young, but it took me a long time to accept how I look, and everything from my height to the color of my skin to everything. And now I see myself and I'm like, wow, I am beautiful, but it took me so long. And so the woman I paint, they're all different. And I sometimes even mixed, like African American with Latin with one color eye, or sometimes the skins are colorful, pinks and yellow, because it's not about the color of their skin, it's not about our boobs only, it's about the whole thing, and how we can see the perfect imperfections within our bodies and accept it, and lose that fear, right, of sensuality, and not feel guilty for loving the way we look.
So a lot of self-care and self-love. Do you find that that helps? I mean, everybody goes through their dark spots and their dark periods and stuff. So do you find, you find a lot of light, right, in your artwork and doing that?
Yes, yeah, I think I've been going through a kind of dark spot myself since before the pandemic. But like I said, I normally don't share so much about that, the negative, right? I like sharing it after I go through it, so that it serves a purpose, oh, this happened and this is how I went through it. But sometimes I feel super messy and like I don't know where my head is, and my feelings are crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
right now, I mean, I think the whole world has been hit with a lot of emotional distress. So
Mm-hmm.
I do find a lot of peace in creating pieces that have a purpose, a meaning, a story that will potentially inspire others that see it.
Yeah. So with the imagery, so you said that the imagery that you're using with the female, it's not, it's just, it's a mixture of a lot of different just images in general.
Yes.
So none of the imagery is a reflection of you,
I mean, a
or
lot
is
of
some of
people,
it a little bit, you know?
yeah, some people have said they almost look like me, which I don't
Mm-hmm.
notice, right? But I guess subconsciously I might. I guess I see myself in others as well. Normally, when I'm creating my pieces, I look at different pictures and I grab the eyes of this person, and then I combine it with this nose, these lips, and I try just grabbing a little bit of everything. And sometimes it's like completely just my mental ideas, So I try not to grab somebody so much as just the concept of a female.
Mm-hmm. And bringing that in together. And I love how you said you're not, you're bringing all different colors into it, because it's not just about the color of our skin or the shape of our eyes or the different, the differences that we all see in each other, right? It's about just bringing it in together as just the female presence and
Exactly.
and
Yes.
and essence. I love that. Um, so with the things that you're doing currently, I know that you've got a lot of new things that you've been doing since COVID because I haven't seen you in so long.
I know,
And
I know.
so it's been forever. So tell us a little bit about some of like your new projects that you're working on.
Yes. Well, I was telling you earlier that 2 days ago I had an exhibit in Spain, Barcelona, and even though I couldn't be present because I'm not traveling that far yet, I was
It's
able
a
to
little tricky
see.
right now, right?
It is, but I was so happy that still that went on, and to see the reaction from people, and I saw videos, and people were like completely amazed about what they were looking at and the details. That makes me really happy. Uh, Besides that exhibition, I've been painting nonstop. Like I'm telling you, I'm barely sleeping because I'm so inspired by this new exhibition that I'll be having soon, probably like in 2 months. I'll post that on my Instagram and Facebook. For those who have not followed me yet, they can find me on Instagram like Gio.DiZurita, or website dizurita.com. I'll be posting there. But this exhibition coming up is called Rising from the Ashes, and it talks about everything from the pandemic, how the world has been, hit by this crazy thing that has taught us so much about life. It's amazing. Once again, that contrast, that sadness, that incarceration has allowed us to appreciate so much more than we used to take for granted before. So this exhibit is going to talk about that and combination of emotional revolution, so sometimes we feel broken, and putting back the pieces, it takes a while, but then eventually we make it, and it's even harder to break. um, you become very, very strong, and you become a person that accepts and realizes that what we have is something that we need to be super present in the now to be able to appreciate and squeeze life out of it.
Yeah, because we've gone through such a tumultuous year.
Yeah.
We thought that we rolled into 2021 and we thought that we would be good. I know I did. I really honestly thought, I was like, everything will be solved. We're rolling into a new year. It's going to be, COVID's not going to exist anymore. It's gone.
Yeah,
It's
I
still
know.
here. We're still dealing with it. And it's just, it's a matter of time. We are in the right track to move forward. But you're spot on, and you're absolutely correct. It's a mindset, and
Mhm.
it's a mind frame of taking it and just not like, having it suck at you down into this deep hole, but instead like taking a look at, hey, I may have been stuck in this pandemic and dealing with all of these different things, but what are the things that I can look at positively? And how
Exactly.
can I turn it and spin it into something like that?
Yes, and that's exactly what I try for the most part to do with my work. So a lot of people in the past have said, "Gee, I love your work, but do you even create dark things?" And I'm like, the world is dark enough. And I,
Yeah.
I, I do have a lot of pieces, but I guess I wasn't ready to show them yet. And in this new concept that I'll be showing in Rising from the Ashes, I'm gonna bring pieces that are not the typical, very colorful and pop pieces. They're gonna be very different than what you normally see in my work. But also there will be a mixture of everything that I'm working on, because it's a spin. Everything goes in a cycle. Everything that starts ends. So it starts dark, but then it turns into going back to life. And what happens after everything has ended? How do we overcame it, right? So that's what it's going to be happening. And another very exciting thing I've been working on, it's super uncomfortable, but I'm taking a class for the first time on realism. So it's a style that I been fighting for a while. Like, no, no, I don't want to do that. And now I'm like, okay, I'm ready for you. I'm taking over this. So I'm hoping for the end of this year, I'll be also creating a new exhibition where I'll be combining my styles along with realism. So I'll be inviting you guys here to the gallery, which it's open for business. I have my studio, my gallery in Nolan Street, but I'm doing only appointments right now and very small gatherings. So,
Mhm.
but people can still come and see the work.
So for your upcoming things, you said you can actually see that virtually,
Yes.
or you're
So that
looking
will
at
be
doing it exhibits. Hmm.
both. So I'll probably do the exhibit, and I'll just break it into groups. And then also for people that feel more comfortable just looking at it through video, through a camera, then I'll have that available as well.
Awesome. And so you also I think within your studio and within the gallery, you used to do classes and whatnot too,
Yes.
right? So explain a
Yes.
little bit about what you were doing with the classes and stuff. I'd love to hop in, but I know you've done things with kids and you've done things with adults. So just tell us a little bit about what you're offering.
Yes. So with the pandemic happening, I was like, what else can I do, and how can I keep it as safe as possible? So I started doing painting parties, but they're small, up to 7 people max, and I recommend they're close friends. I don't really combine too many people.
Okay.
So you can say, oh, I want a girls' night out and I want to bring wine and I want to do that. And we can schedule that. And it's 2 hours. And you come, you sit down, we talk. And I have several different painting pieces that you can choose from. I have the lips with the glitter and all of that. I have animals, I have different things. So you guys pick it, you bring your
Hmm.
wine, you bring your favorite friends. We have the painting party here and we put music. So it's a very cool way to do something different, creative, and also out of the norm, like, oh yeah,
Hmm.
we're drinking, but we're painting, we're talking, we're having fun.
Absolutely. So is it just painting or is it multimedia too? Because you actually are a multimedia artist. So are you allowing guests to bring in or put together a multimedia piece, or is it just painting?
No, no, everything. Mixed media as well. It's welcome. And I don't do it only for adults. I also do painting parties for like birthday parties for kids and 101 classes where you come once a week and we work on different things that are very customized to you or to the little girl or boy. So I try to keep it very open because I am a self-taught artist. So my way of teaching is very much the way I taught myself, which is more about questioning and experimenting and not being perfect. Like let's make things that are meaningful to you, that touch your soul. Let's not focus so much only on the rules of art.
Hmm. Well, because we color outside the line. There's no rules to art.
Yes,
We like to color outside
I
the line. So
believe
yes,
that.
of
I
course.
believe that. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So great. I am excited. So I would love to have a mixed media class. So I'm going to have to think about that for sure.
Let's do
Bring
it.
that together. Yes. So 7 people, 9 people max.
Well, we can do 9 for sure. Yeah. I mean, now
Okay.
everybody, I think it's very open to say, okay, if I feel comfortable, I'll bring my face
Mhm.
cover, and we can do it outside, not only inside. So it also is more comfortable. So yes, I think 9 people will be totally fine.
And oh, wow. So you have space outside. I have not been to your gallery. So you have space outside as well. I know
Yes,
she's shaking her head like, why haven't you been over here? It's been
I
COVID.
don't
That's why I
know.
haven't been.
No, I know. No, the crazy thing, I never even did a grand opening. I haven't had any like big thing because
Mhm,
COVID, of course.
mhm,
So I've been wanting to see when this comes all down, and or maybe after people get their vaccine and everybody's more comfortable going out. I'll still probably do smaller groups, but. Yeah, I'm planning on doing an opening soon. So maybe this at the end of the year will be. the perfect excuse, but you can come before that, of course.
Yay, I love it. Awesome. So, you know that it is Women's History Month. So, I want to ask you the question that I've been asking everybody. What does Women's History Month mean to you?
Well, I think it's a perfect, and I'll call it excuse because it's not really an excuse, but it's a perfect excuse to celebrate our capacity. It's crazy how it's 2021 and we still talk about equality and this and how we're fighting for that, because
Hmm.
we shouldn't be talking about this still. It's like back with the dinosaurs or something. But I love the fact that we are doing that, and we are raising our voices and saying, hey, do you know about all these wonderful women that have done things and people don't know about? Or, like, finally we get a whole month to get, like I said, like an excuse to highlight,
Hmm.
everything we very hard been working for.
Yes, and that's why I love the fact that I'm getting these wonderful guests like yourself, these real women that are doing such really amazing things. And I'm able to highlight you guys and bring awareness to the fact that, yes, we're women, but we're doing great things out in the community and we're doing amazing things out in the
Yes.
community. And
Yeah.
you have somebody specific that you said that really, really like inspired you and hit you hard as far as like a Women's History Month person? Who is that person?
Well, yeah, I have of course my aunt, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
have to say my mom and my grandma have been amazing people. My mom had me when she was very young, 17 years old, and I just admire the fact that she says to me, like, when I knew I was pregnant with you, I was so excited. I'm like, Mom, you were 17. I would have been like, oh my God, my world is ending or something. And she was always like, no, like, you and your brothers were the best decision I could have made. Like, I'm so glad I'm your mom. And so she's always been super loving and super um I don't know, like a mom that is constantly working on herself to be the best version of a mother she can be. As young as she was, and she struggled through a lot of things, she was always a fighter, and it still is. But now she's an excellent mom. She has nothing to worry about. And of course, my grandma, that is like my second mother, she always has been like my number one fan. As a little kid, I can tell you, she used to tell me, like, Gio, you have this mind that it's very different than the usual kids. I want you to write. So she will buy me books to write my thoughts and to draw, and she will encourage that so much. And sometimes I will be like, oh, this drawing is so ugly, I'm just gonna trash it. And she will be like, no, one day this is gonna be very expensive, so I'm gonna keep it so I can sell it. And I will be like, yeah, whatever, grandma. I call her Tita. So she was constantly pushing my creative juices. So of course, there's so many people I could talk about, but to me, they are the two people that have been there and have truly influenced my life. Female woman.
Yes, I love it. I love it. That's amazing. So, just for fun, we're going to
Mhm.
go through a round of questions. What's your favorite color? Since you are the woman of color, all kinds of color. What's your favorite color? I know, tough questions, huh?
It's like asking a mother, who do you love more, your little kid or your daughter? Or, I don't know. I have to say, aqua is definitely a color my eyes always just go through. But then the funny thing, red also catches my eyes, and I explode of happiness when I see it. So I would say those two colors. The
That's bold. Yeah, aqua is beautiful. That's what it
Yeah.
like. I love blue. I'm beautiful. I love blue.
Yes.
That's my favorite color. But red is that bold and powerful color. So I
Yeah.
love it. So you went through your. So how about your favorite female artist?
Tough, tough, tough. Mm. Oh my God. Right now, it's a hard thing to say because there's so many, but I don't know if people will know these people. So I'll talk about how, because
Oh,
a lot of
we'll
people.
add the links in later.
Yes. Uh, well, let me say something, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, Frida here, Frida there," and they don't really
Mhm.
know who she was, right? Um, we see it everywhere, and sometimes we might be even like, "Okay, enough." But the truth is that she went through so much, like hard things, emotionally, physically, how sick she was. She had
Mhm.
polio, and then she had this accident, and she almost lost completely movement of her body, and she tried to have kids and couldn't. I mean, every time she will get pregnant, she will lose her babies, and all of these things that people don't know about her. And still she constantly fought to find that emotional balance through her paintings. And even though I might say, as visuals, Frida's paintings are not my favorite because
Mhm.
they focus very much on the pain, but that was her way of removing all of out of her. As for me, I do the opposite. I paint what I want to attract. I don't paint what I'm feeling or thinking, which is very
Mhm.
different. But her as a human being, I think she was excellent. Not perfect, but very, very inspiring for sure.
Yeah, awesome, amazing. Yeah, none of us are perfect. None of us are. We're,
None of us
we're
are.
doing the best that yeah, we're doing the best that we can with what we have. So I love it.
Exactly.
So when you're not coloring outside of the lines, what's your next best favorite thing to do?
Dancing. I'm not
Ah.
good. I'm not good, but I love it.
So
I
are you
love it.
dancing when you're painting too? Like you have the music blaring and just going to town and dancing away?
And not only that, I go as far as sometimes if I had a good night's sleep, I will actually wake up, put the music on, and I will dance around the gallery, and I'll hug my canvases and dance with them, as crazy as that sounds. But I truly believe that I transfer energy to that, canvas, and then I paint
Mhm.
on it, and it's just full of, you know, positivity.
I love it. I love it. So what were you drinking today?
Today I'm drinking coffee because
Oh,
I'm not allowed to drink coffee so much anymore. So today
oh,
I'm
gotcha.
doing I'm misbehaving.
So she's got coffee. Maybe it'll be coffee, corrected coffee, cafe correcto later.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mm.
We'll see. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with me and sipping your coffee. I'm sipping my Pinot Noir and just celebrating women and Women's History Month. You're a rock star. I'm so happy to have you on here. And for the folks that are on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell so you can get all of the updates on what's coming up next week and the week after that. So thank you so much, Gio. Mwah. I
Thank
hope
you,
to see you
love.
soon. And thank
Thank
you
you
guys so
so much.
much. Have a great weekend, you guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.